Welcome to March 3rd. I didn't really have an idea, geometry dash related, so I decided to take my personal life and publish it. This is easily the most personal video I've ever made. I will try my best to keep it professional and respectful because a subject like this can get a little too subjective and derailed here. Also, I painted my nails. It was really nice. That nice, like, purple and lime. Anyway, a week ago, well, I guess it doesn't matter, but sometime ago, my girlfriend broke up with me. She said she did not love me romantically anymore. And it hurt. Then I had this really open conversation with my brother at a party the next day, and it's, I think, the most open we've ever been to each other, and it felt great to talk about it. And that's what I hope this video can be for me and for advice for everyone or anyone that watching that could be going through something similar. The theory part of it is, I guess, what I'll go first. The title, I will try to keep it organized, but trying to retell a story, I'm not good at that. So from the top of the way down, I think we broke up because of compatibility. Simply put, we weren't good to each other romantically, I think. It was very much, this was a problem of like the end in the last like couple months where it was kind of constant stepping on each other's toes and then getting upset that the other person is upset, and then this kind of never-ending cycle of upsetness happened. And we would get over it, and then it happened pretty often afterwards, and it just wasn't healthy. Always thinking about what I should say, what I should do, or what she should say and she should do. No relationship should be like that. If you're going through that right now, I advise you to like talk it out with your partner if they're still around, to like figure out why this is happening. And we've tried to talk about it, and it feels like we were making progress, but it still very much felt like conditional progress that did not seem that sustainable. That was what I think started it out. That's kind of the main causes of this. By our last meeting, we did not meet too often. I'm quite busy with college all the time, and she's not, so she's home a lot. And I think that kind of rift there also was a breaking point. I've seen many couples, my friends, on Instagram where they hang out constantly, and I think that's super sweet, but maybe it just wasn't for us. That I couldn't make it so we would meet often because I purposely put school above our relationship, which I think is fine-ish. I made the effort to see her once in a while, like every week or 2 weeks. But I guess another piece of advice here is that make sure you can dedicate the time to each other. And if you can't, that you both understand that and compromise somewhere. Video calling or phone calling or playing a game online with them is so beneficial. She is the first person ever that I consistently played online with. Like, as much as she was a real friend, she was also an online friend. She introduced me to like GTA, Roblox, Minecraft. It was amazing playing games with her. So I really highly advise you make time for each other some way. It doesn't really have to be physical, but some way make time for each other. That leads me into another thing that happened. I think our last video call sometime in late January, she wanted to play GTA. I'm like, I kind of have homework, but I hopped on a video call anyway. And the video call had this depressing quality to it. It was so sad. And that's when I could really tell we were losing each other. By the end of it, I felt like I wasn't being heard by her, understanding that I couldn't really make the time more often, and that the one time I could wasn't really what she expected. We weren't on the same page here, and it really felt it. When we hung up, I cried because of that. I felt I was being not heard. I felt she was being too mean, and then at the same time, I understand why she was upset. And that upset me because I couldn't do any better. That is probably the beginning of the end. That video call me crying, I think I lost it there. A few weeks went by, we met again, felt pretty much normal. And then she started being distant with texting. I kind of got the hint that she didn't want to talk or she was busy. I don't know what my advice would be for that. You can make the effort then, but at that point, I suggest maybe getting together to talk about that so you could have a clean break and not really end up in this situation where, hold on, let me get to that situation. On Valentine's Day, it also happens to be her birthday. I had spent a lot of time preparing her gift for her, and this would be another one of our meetups. I had called off from work. I made sure I had my car to go to her. I was up at 4 a.m. finishing this. I think it's right side up. There you go. Finishing this embroidery hoop of an eel and a mermaid, as that's how we met on the musical, The Little Mermaid. I was an eel, she was a mer sister, and I thought it'd be cute, a cute gift. I had other stuff prepared, and I was gonna give her that stuff too. But on the morning of, she texted that she was going on a surprise trip to Virginia to see her cousin's mansion, which is really cool, actually. I was actually really happy for her. I'm like, wow, that's really sick. But I was a little upset that I couldn't give her this and that I had stayed up so long to do it. I had gotten her flowers with my friends the day before too, so there was a lot of preparation, and it was just really sad to not get to see the outcome of that. I'm still a little torn about it, but it's okay for now. You know, I had hoped that whatever we were going through could be fixed and talked about in this meeting, and maybe it could have. If you find yourself in this situation, I actually do think that maybe it's savable here or a clean break here. But point is, it could have gone better than you not meeting at this crucial point in the end. This is really like where I kind of got the hint how cold she was being. Obviously, she couldn't control the surprise trip, but I think it could have been communicated better, maybe more nicely put. What I really am hung up about is that there was no sorry in the text message. She did not say, sorry, I'm going on a surprise trip. It really did feel like she was actually just a messenger of bad news because she opened it up with actually bad news. And I'm still a little torn about that, but that is definitely the end of it. 2 days later, actually, well, that same day I had, I was a little torn about it, but I still worked up a sweet birthday message for her. She didn't respond the following day, and it was the first day we hadn't texted in like 6 months. And then on that Friday, the 16th, the late evening, she had sent the text, the most horrible text anyone could ever expect from someone. Not the words themselves were horrible, but I'm saying like the type of text no one ever wants to see. And she said that, we should part ways. Again, she did not say it with like a sorry tone or a hopeful tone. And I don't know if she was just going through it and stuff like that, but I think that could have been communicated better. My advice here, I'd say go talk about this together. If you're in a relationship and you two have trusted each other enough to be together like as a couple, I think you should be friends one last time, come together and understand both of you that you guys should part ways. And that's what I think is kind of a little wrong here. This is where I've been the past week. I haven't been too hung up on it, so that's my theorizing for it. That we broke up because we were simply incompatible and things started going sideways a few weeks ago, and then the surprise trip to Virginia and lack of communication and a lack of time together, like a lot of that was my fault or my priorities. So hopefully you're in that situation, you understand that you are in that situation and like work to fix it by either talking or doing something of the sort. But when the breakup finally hit, right, I was, torn up inside. I couldn't really believe it, even if I knew deep down that she made the right call. For all the reasons I explained, that, we just weren't compatible. She made the right call, but I just, was a little torn. I'm not one to have like grudges and hard feelings, so pretty much immediately I wrote her back saying, hey, it's okay, I understand, and I hope that we can be friends someday in the future, and then I hope she can see the gift I made for her. She didn't respond. I didn't expect her to, but that's okay. I would text her back when that day comes. The day after, I had a really open conversation with my brother, the most open conversation I've ever had with him about love. And it made me feel better to talk about it. And that's kind of where this is coming from now. I want to talk about this and kind of share how I am getting over the breaking up of it, the hey, I think we should part ways of it. I look at it like I don't think about the love I lost. I think about it as the love I gained in loving her. When I think about us, I try to think about our happiest memories, not when we fought and, the actual breakup. I try to think about our happiest memories, and that brings joy to me. That still brings joy to me. I have not completely erased her from my life to try and get over her. I simply, I have pictures hung up of her and me together, and I don't get sad when I look at them. I get hopeful that someday that can continue. So that's my advice to you. Sure, one approach is to cut them out completely, but I think another approach can be to appreciate the time you had together and think about the love you gained from loving them. Put that love gained, put the love that you had for them somewhere else. Channel that love into a new hobby or a new way of living life and speaking to people. I was mopey for a little bit, but try not to be. Try to be a loving person to everyone. Channel that love you had for that person to everyone else and everything else. You'll come out a better person and hopefully get over it faster. That's really my big tip here. As for making amends, I'm honestly not sure. I'm trying to navigate this now. I tried to call her today. She did not pick up. I think she declined the call. That made me a little upset. I'm still thinking about it. Not upset like mad, but maybe a little sad. I'm still thinking about it. I am trying not to get too caught up on it. I simply think maybe she's just not ready to hear me out or to talk to me, but I hope that she will be. The reason I attempted today, only a week after it happened, yesterday, after we watched a movie and the main actor came to be interviewed in one of my classes, this guy had a very great outlook on life. He taught us some very important lessons without really trying to. We were just talking about his character in the movie. But one of the most important things I remember, his character smiles at the end of the movie, and it's kind of ambiguous why, but to him, it's like his character's destiny was fulfilled. He accomplished the goal in the movie, and that's why he smiles. And then he kind of gave us the same advice back. When we leave this earth and die, go out smiling. Make sure you've lived your life the best way you could have. Make sure you have little to no regret about anything you've ever done. And by the end, hopefully you feel your purpose has been fulfilled, that you did everything to the best of your ability, and that you can leave this earth with a smile on your face. I think that's a beautiful way to live life. I thought to myself, I don't think I could go out smiling if I died today. I think that I should make amends with my partner. The plan always was to make amends, but I had planned to wait a while for that. But I think I'm ready now. I'm ready to talk now because of how much I've thought this over. Logically, really thought to myself that yes, this should have ended. Yes, she was in the right. No hard feelings. I don't want our loving relationship back, our romantic relationship back. I want our friendship back. I miss my friend. I miss my best friend. I couldn't die today still having that wish. So I decided to speed that up and reach out today. Now, my advice here is to make amends if, it didn't end too badly. If it didn't end too badly, I think you should make amends. But only make amends when you're ready, when you feel completely over them. So maybe I'm kind of a hypocrite here because I called and I didn't get a response and that made me sad. Maybe I'm not completely over it. But you have to fully believe this was for the better, for the both of you. And I guess the saying, if you love them, you would let them go. I do love her, so I am okay with this ending. And I hope this is a new door for me, for all of you to walk into with a smile that everything worked out because you are on like amicable terms. And really, that's the big takeaway here. That's what I hope to get out of me talking to her, and help to make her see that, you know, we worked as friends, and that it can be completely different from being lovers. That is something that you must accept to move on fully. And that's where I hope to take this. I don't know when I'll make these amends, as I don't know when she'll be ready. It is a little hard, right? I'm missing a friend now. She was the biggest stake in my hometown, like my link to my hometown. And that kind of breaks me a little. But I've tried to embrace the new people I've met in college more fully engage with them to help me move on. Like I said, put that love you had from them into the people in your life who are still there with you. That's what I'm trying to do. When you have these limited people who decide to stick with you, thank them for that. Love them for that. Be there for them for that, like how they are there for you. I think that's an important lesson to take away from your heartbreak, my heartbreak. I think we can all learn from this. But I think that's the end of the video. I hope there was something informative here. I guess it's not as jokey as the title suggests, but really, I don't think I could bring myself to joke around about this. But that's okay. Maybe that is a way to get over it too. I guess making this video has helped me because I can talk about it. And really, that's the first step in anything. Talk about it. Either with yourself, like in the mirror, or with someone else, talk about it. I think it's a great way to feel yourself and feel where you're at. I feel where I'm at, like more presently, more purposefully because of it. And it's just a great thing to have. Now this is, I don't know if you could call this philosophical, but hey, I'm Pro V3, all about professionality. I know most of my audience are Geometry Dash players, but honestly, you guys can benefit. It doesn't matter who you are. This is the human experience. A breakup should not stop you from living your best life, loving in your life. I hope it's been helpful. I hope you guys have enjoyed March 3rd. It was a little bit of a struggle to come up with stuff, and this is why I'm here sharing my personal feelings. I hope you enjoy this, and I don't know if you would like to see more of this, but above all, hope it helps, and hope you enjoyed. I'll see you when I see you. College is kind of tough, but I'll see you when I see you. And as always, stay professional.